We've arrived at our new campsite. We found a spot called Lynch's Creek at the old school. So here in this campground, it's at the back of this little old school yard. Pretty nice spot. There's a creek. We've popped the van here, set it up, and behind me is the creek. I'll just walk down there and show you that in a minute. There's a toilet, and let's go take a look around. Right, so we've got this little old school here. And I think around here, this is their little old dolly that they must have used, the poor kids. Up the stairs and into the little doorway. How cute is this? God. Little veranda. Oh, how cute is that? If we can see in the window, sort of. They're actually really trustworthy in this community because I don't have to look through the window. I can actually come inside. How's that? Wow. Okay. Old school photos. Please leave them back in the bag. Okay. So yeah, just check some out. Comment. They've got all photos here of stuff that they do, activities that they do in the school. No real old school photos, yeah, which is a shame. Sort of was wondering about the history and stuff, but I guess contribution. We've left our card. Yep, pretty nice. What a good little spot. Gorgeous. Very grateful to the community. There's just a different angle from the school, and yeah, just donations into the old gas cylinder down there that's been made into that. Apparently, Daryl's just talked to one of the committee members, and we're welcome to stay as long as we like, as long as it doesn't get busy. So how cool is that? We're going to go get some firewood, and yeah, it's beautiful. We've spent one night now at Lynch's Creek at the old school. Pretty lucky. We've had it by ourselves. It's off season. Everyone's headed north, which I don't blame them, because at least they're not having to wear hats and gloves and scarves and coats and jumpers. We're in northern New South Wales and it's cold. For Queenslanders, we're cold. Anyway, today we're going to do Lyons Road. It's a drive that runs up through the border ranges. There's a border ranges lookout and apparently 5 creek crossings. So we're going to take you on that little adventure today and see what we can find. We'll have some lunch up there and hopefully get some Telstra signal. Radio. It's a bit of a bridge, all made out of like old railway sleepers, and some of them are quite loose and, you know, like bouncy. So we've made it to the Border Loop Lookout, Border Rangers Loop Lookout.
Yes.
And yeah, really pretty up here. There's a nice picnic spot.
Bit cold.
It's cold.
It's freezing.
There's a windy road to get up here. You can't bring caravan.
No.
So you need to leave that down the bottom. And there's the railway here. Does a big loop around the mountain here, so we're going to pop the drone up and take a look at that and see how that looks.
That's this mountain behind us. Over here, there's a little mountain down there. The railway actually goes around it and then comes back in underneath itself and does a big loop. So we're going to send the drone up and see if I can follow it around with the drone.
Yep.
So there's a couple of feats here coming up this Lions Road. The Lions Road basically was an initiative by the Kyogle Lions Club. The road they wanted to form a road through the ranges there to Brisbane, a more direct route, and the scheme from the government fell through. So the Lions Club actually put together some rallying around, to get support and stuff to get this road made. And so they started by making a track, just a four-wheel drive track basically, that went through those ranges and headed up towards Brisbane. And then they eventually got some funding, community support, etc., and got a dirt road put in, and then finally was made into the road it is today. So that's a pretty amazing effort by a community Lions Club. And the second feat here that we're looking at is the rail loop. So the spiral loop was put in, and it actually elevates the train itself, like the train track itself, 20 metres doing this loop. And the idea behind it also was to shorten the main tunnel that had to go through the ranges there. So a couple of really interesting things just in this area, the Lions Road and the Spiral Loop and the Spiral Loop Lookout.
So we're at this moor park and we've spotted these swimming in the water. Not quite sure what sort of fish, fresh water obviously. Just taking a look from the lookout at Kyogle, New South Wales. Pretty awesome lookout up here. We actually took a little bit of a four-wheel drive detour and kept going up from the lookout. Well, it comes to a dead end pretty much. Well, it comes to someone's gate, so we've turned around. We don't know where it keeps going up the hill. Apparently the trig point for Kyogle is supposed to be here somewhere. Not sure where. Top of the mountain we thought, but yeah, I don't know whether on someone's property because we've gone through a gate now, so we'll turn around. Yep, so we're coming down this big hill that we had to go up. Okay, now we're at the official lookout, which is just up near the town water tank. It's Still pretty awesome. See all the ranges over there.
Today we're going on the Border Rangers track. We're going to start off at the old school where we're camping, follow the forest road up to the first stop at Sheep Station Creek Camping, visit Brushbox Falls, then on to the Brindle Creek Road. We'll do the Helmholtzer loop, the Red Gum loop, and following down to Antarctic Beach, the Pinnacle, Black Butts, and down to the end of the track. Basically it's closed at the moment due to landslide. So that's our little trip today. I hope you'll follow along. Don't forget guys to hit the subscribe button if you want to keep following our adventures, and give us a like, a thumbs up if we're doing a good job, and notifications.
Just about to go and check out this walk at Brushbox Falls. Come across this rock here. In 1886 they discovered there was red cedar in the forest here, so they started to log it, and because it's really steep and hilly, apparently it was too hard to drag it out by bullets here, so they actually slid the logs that they'd cut off the wagons all the way down this hill. Like obviously would have used chains or whatever to bring it down, reloaded it onto the bullock carts here off this rock ledge, using it as a ramp, and then carted it out the rest of the way. And along here the people who work here can see some engraved names. I want to get this one. And you know, like it's saying here, people 1886 and stuff. Someone called E. Boyle, or E. Boyle, 1886. You can see there. Cobber, I think, Cooper, 86. So yeah, it'd be pretty awesome to stand here somewhere where people were, you know, working here way back in 1886. Obviously we're bored in between loads and sat here and carved their names for something to do. Red cedar. We arrived at Brushbox Falls. A little bit of a wet walk coming in, and across a few creek crossings. Some beautiful red cedar had been chopped up down there and used as planks so you can get across the creek, and yeah, pretty good little walk. Probably nicer when it's not so wet. Anyway, Brushbox Falls. Tree ferns, hey? This is our little walking track. We're on the Helmholtzer walking track. Apparently there's this lily that's quite rare to find, and it lives only here in this part of New South Wales. Can be found in other places, but this is the only part that they know of that they've found it here. And moss growing in these trees. Staghorns up there.
moving.
So we're looking for the Helmholtzia lily. Yeah, this one's got no flowers left on it, so wrong time of the year. I think we've just missed it. We've taken the red cedar loop, one of the walks here today, and come across, this is what we were looking for, the giant red cedar that's left in here. So they estimate 48 metres in height, 133 centimetres around the girth. It is estimated to be about 1,000 years old, and they talk about like all the life that grows on the tree, so it's different life forms that the tree harbours, so all the little ferns and the mosses that grow on the tree there, so it gives life to all the other plants in the forest as well. So in the story it talks about when the loggers came. It's one of the few Australian trees apparently to lose its leaves in the winter, and then the new leaves that come back are a bright red. So apparently the loggers used to scale all the way up to a huge tree like this at the top, and then be looking out for the bright red leaves that were present in the forest, and they'd know where to head to pick out their next victim, basically, the red cedar tree. And that's how they found them. Arrived at the Antarctic beach lookout and the Lost World Wilderness, which is behind us, and there you got your New South Wales, Queensland border. Unfortunately, that's the view behind me, and it's just one of those days, miserable and, you know, wet. Unfortunately, I'm not going to get any view of that, which is a real shame. Anyway, there we are. We're at the Antarctic beach lookout and Lost World Wilderness. On a better day, obviously, you would get some really awesome photos there. We've arrived at the Pinnacle lookout. We didn't think we'd get to see much, but we can see a little bit behind us. So just behind us there, you can just see the tip of, that way, Mount Warning, which was something I wanted to see. So pretty excited to come and see that. We're actually right out on the Pinnacle here, and you can see down in the valley there, that's actually extinct volcano. Tweed.
Not me.
Tweed.
No. All of this out here, that's all an extinct volcano.
Some people might argue about that.
I am pretty extinct.
And so all the rim along the edges there of the extinct volcano. And
so this is actually the caldera of a massive extinct volcano. I think it was something like 20 million or 60 million years ago. This volcano went off, and Mount Warning is the actual center point of it. Whatever you call that, I can't remember what it's called, but yeah, this whole thing, on a clear day you can actually see the whole rim of it. And
all the way out to to Tweed Heads, I think.
Yeah. If you have a look at a satellite image, you can actually see this ring, and Mount Warning is right in the middle of it. And this is the Pinnacle, is a lookout that's on one edge of it. So very, very impressive sight, and it's massive, huge volcano.
we've arrived back at camp after doing the Border Ranges National Park. We went up to Lyons Road day before yesterday. Really brilliant history in the Lyons Road. The local Lions Club actually ran a jeep track through there in the 1970s to join up to Queensland border there, and then they helped complete a just a dirt road going up through there, and then they also lobbied for funding to put a proper road in through there, and then got help from Bow Desert Council as well from the other side adjoining Queensland. And that's how that name, the road got its name, and that's how they even got the road. So pretty big effort from those local people, and there's a book apparently written as well about that particular road and how they managed to get all those fundings, and the locals all put in and went up there and actually did the work themselves as well for that road. So that's pretty interesting. And while we were up there, we went to the spiral lookout there, and there's actually the train loops around the mountain there. They've ran the line around, and when the train comes through, it actually inclines 20 meters when it comes out the other end of the other end of that loop. So that's a pretty amazing engineering feat for the railway line as well. And then today we've gone up and done the Border Ranges National Park road, and we stopped off at Brushbox Falls, got to see the falls there, went to a couple of the lookouts, the Pinnacle lookout there. We were able to see Mount Warning, which was pretty good, but even though there was lots of dense fog and mist because it was a pretty miserable kind of rainy wet day, but we still had a really good time. We did the red cedar walk there, and saw that giant red cedar, which was they call basically red gold back in the day when they were logging all those areas, and then the Helmholtz lily as well, so which was pretty interesting too. So beautiful walks up here. And if you ever get a chance, come and check out Border Ranges National Park, Northern New South Wales. See you in the next episode. Don't forget to subscribe, follow our adventures, hit the notification and like buttons. See you on the next adventure.